Offset and me are in the same location, so we've been trying to make as much meetings try to get as much meetings as we can together. Like, nowadays I just want to go with a meeting with somebody that I could trust and that's close to me. They always want my best interest, so that's what we've been doing lately. But I'm really getting on this live because I just really got fed up, and I know people are so tired of me explaining themselves and of me explaining myself. But it's like there's certain things that I could allow people to call me and everything. Like, a lot of people call me a lot of but it's just like, I'm a very feminist woman. I've been around a lot of women that been through a lot of and I've been through a lot of and you want to know something that bothers me, and it's just that I still quiet because my publicist told me, like, oh, just leave that alone because your truth, you're this, you're that. But it's like, one thing I'm not going to allow people, because, people dug up this lie from me that I did 4 years ago, that I went extremely viral. People want to say that I didn't. I don't understand what people wanted, what people was expecting, but people kept saying, like, oh, she didn't got dragged enough, or if Cardi was this type of person, they would have did this, they would have did that. And it's just like, first of all, I got dragged for 3 days. People kept saying, like, oh, it didn't went viral. Lies. That was trending on Twitter. They was even in the fucking news. I couldn't even believe it, because when this scandal was happening, I just finished doing my breast and lipo. I only had like 3 days, and I was like, literally, I'm like, what the is going on? But somebody that don't like me bring up this live and try to twist my words around, this shit really bothered me, like, twist my word around. And then people was calling me and comparing me to R. Kelly, which I find it crazy, because it's just like, you are trying to compare women that are going through, well, allegedly are going through, that are really getting by somebody without their consent, that they really don't want to get, really don't want to get touched. But you're trying to compare situations that's really going on with women and try to compare my situation with them because you don't like me. You're trying to do something maliciously. And I don't like that people, ever since they dug up that lie, they made up their own, I don't know how people twisted their own shit. But ever since then, like, people been trying to call me, or like, oh, she hurt you with this. And it's like, first of all, let me tell you something. Look at the definition of is when you take forcefully, when you push yourself on somebody without their consent, when you have actually, when you touch somebody without their consent. I never nobody. Let me tell you something. I never ever wanted none of these. When I used to be in the club, I never wanted nobody touching me. I'm not the type of that meet a stranger and I'm gonna them. I don't go how much money you got. I don't like that. I always had a nice mouthpiece. Like, my mouthpiece work. And when I'm talking about mouthpiece, I'm not talking about, I just know how to hustle. Even to this day, I go to meetings and I know how to hustle, because I'm just a street, like, and I'm not even a street. It's not even about being a street. It's just like, sometimes you just have parents that is like, they know how to negotiate and they know how to talk. So you just grow up with that hustle. I'm not even going to talk because I'm a man coming in. No, I'm just making a live. Come on. I'm just talking about somebody that is something that's been really bothering me. And it's just like, I'm just going to address it because it's like, I'm just tired of it. Like, it's like, how I've been trying to do a lot of positive. I don't even like being around you when I be talking about this because I feel like I'm about to cry. But it's like I feel like we've been doing a lot of positive shit. But it's just like, I'm so tired of people calling me something that is just like, I don't like when people be trying to call me like or I don't like that shit, because people try to dig up something and make it something like that I didn't do.
Because you're giving them a raw statement of what's really happening in life.
Yes.
And it's people don't think in their fake worlds where their life is up too.
Yeah. But my thing is that it's like, okay, so you know, like I was telling them, talking about that live that people dug up of me, and ever since that day, people been trying to call me like or compare me to that. Or how come Cardi didn't get penalized for that? But it's like, I never touched nobody. I never nobody. And is when you somebody without their consent or without asking. And it's just like, I'm trying to explain to people, like, it's like, first of all, because people even try to make it seem like, oh, you was putting on people drink. People don't gotta put those drinks. These just be going to the club and getting
have low self-esteem. So when they have money, they use that for their self-esteem. So a lot of is doing that. Well, they doing it by choice. It's not like somebody's putting a
like is that I'm like, and that's my thing. Like is that I never push drinks. Be smoking, getting, drinking liquor, popping. And then they go to you. Then they go to you like, oh, what's up? What you doing after this? Oh, let's go chill. All right, we chilling for 5-6 hours. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's already 9 o'clock. It's sleeping. Fall asleep on like, oh, yeah, I went through the pockets. All right, a lot of you be going through pockets for $40 to catch a cab because they don't even want to give you that. Same. Was I wrong for that? That's wrong. But I never hurt nobody. Everybody's like, oh, we're these victims. There's no fucking victims. These were dealers and scammers. And if I was to ever harm or put him in a predicament, because when I was a popular stripper, I was one of the most popular strippers in New York. If I was to ever harm or put in a situation, jail, would have cut my face, most likely. I will never forget how I set her up. The next day they went to the club. Yo, they beat her up so bad they knocked all her teeth out. Like, that's why you never want to do no crazy like this. This is the streets. This is the real nightlife. And my thing is, right? My thing is that a lot of females, because a lot of people were saying it, that I was trying to glorify that when I did that live. And I was like, I wasn't glorifying it. I was just frustrated. And I had to tell people how crazy and how desperate sometimes women can be
to get where you gotta go.
To get where you want to go. And my is that when people speak about life that happens in the street, people want to judge it. People want to talk about it like, oh, I cannot believe that people do that. But there's a lot of female rappers and there's a lot of male rappers that rap about that people really do in the hood because they so desperate and they glorify it and nobody cares, nobody say nothing about it. People be like, oh, but they just rapping about it. It doesn't mean that it is real. All right, but you glorifying that is real life. Real life though. Lindsay Lohan gonna ask me, who are your friends? Gangsters. Real gangsters that smack and smack. That's who my friends is. Ask about them.
What I be telling my wife, y'all is, listen, man. Everybody behind these comments saying this, everybody is still doing bullshit too. Everybody can say what they want to say, but a lot of people don't got the heart to put they real true story out there. That's why rappers lie.
Yes, like
that's why rappers say they trapping and selling when the whole time a lot of these kids are coming out, young kids. These kids, they 16. So it's no way in hell you did all this shit and selling, making all this, but it sells, and that's what people want to hear.
Right, because there be a lot of rappers that be like 16, 17, 18 years old talking about, yeah, I'm trapping, and it's like boy.
I hate the fact that I have a real resume behind me that stops opportunities for me, but it's fake. But there's a lot of guys that get opportunities because they don't even have that background, that really, the trail behind the music.
Right. Like, it's like, there's so many times that my husband be like telling me, like, it's like, yo, like, a lot of these be rapping about this lifestyle that they think that it's cool, trapping, robbing, and it's just like, he is trying so hard to get away from that because it's like, it just stops from getting so many deals. It's just like, you always hear like, yeah, you could dress, yeah, you have an amazing vision, but we are so scared that you are a bad example to our brand. Like, this is some real shit, and it's so crazy because a lot of rappers, they get into the game, and when they get into the game, they want to be this bad up person so bad. You barely hear none of these rappers saying like, yeah, before I used to rap, I went to school, I went to this. Nah, everybody want to be a gang member. Everybody want to this. Everybody want to be a that. And it's like, that's some shit. It's like, I wish I ain't had to. I wish that sometimes I went through that background.
You gotta keep talking about it because life changed, bro. Right now, the people that's poor or that's not successful is the people that went to college.
Yeah. That's why I be trying to tell people too, because like you'll be surprised. Like I be trying to tell people because when I was in high school, one of my teachers told me like, oh no, in college you could take any classes. There's such a variety and everything. And it's just like, don't do that, because when you're an adult and if you take I don't know, like before you go to college, make sure you research a career that you think that you might love, but it's also gonna make you a lot of money. My worry used to be like, oh, I gotta pay my rent, or sometimes it's just like, or sometimes just little thing like, oh, I want to buy this shoe, I want to buy that, but I don't have it. Like there's women that's like that they worries at the end of the night used to be like, what's wrong? Nothing, I'm just stressed out. No, not really, what's wrong? Nothing, I can't pay my babysitter.